Today I'm in the room with Philip Lago and Mystique Mattai, who are the husband and wife duo behind the popular food blog, Chef Sous Chef. They also are the co-authors of this gorgeous cookbook, Eat With Us, which blends their love of being in the kitchen and elevating everyday meals to make them simple, mindful, and beautiful. I'm so excited because I'm actually going to get to be in the room with Philip and Mystique today at their house and in their kitchen as we cook a meal together and share a conversation. I can't wait to bring you in the room with me. So let's go. Hi! How are you?
Nice to see you.
Good to see you guys.
Nice to see you.
Thanks so much for having me in your beautiful
course.
home. This is for you.
Oh, thank you.
Look at Kitty. Hi. Aww. Okay, I feel like I've seen the kitchen so many times because of your beautiful recipes and the creations that you make, but being in it feels very special today to actually get to witness it firsthand and be like, what's it like to be in the room with you guys as you actually prep one of your dishes? So thanks for having me in here. It's a beautiful space.
Thank you.
I feel like I could cook all day in here.
Probably. I don't.
I definitely do.
So today, Phil, I feel like has two sous chefs because we are Chef, Sous Chef, and like Sous Chef plus one.
Yeah, so I'm going to put
today.
you guys some work.
Oh.
Maybe. We'll see.
We'll be chatting. Phil will be making pizza.
Yeah.
Is that how it usually goes
That
down?
is actually, yeah.
Usually.
We
Okay.
used to joke that Mystique would hold the wine while I cooked.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a bad role to have.
Someone has to drink.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. So what are we starting with? And what are we doing? Walk
we're going
us
to make
through
some
it.
pizza. I'm going to switch spots.
Yeah,
with
let's switch.
you,
Okay.
'cause
Get
I think it'll just be a
situated.
little easier that
Good, you're
way.
closer to the ingredients
Yeah.
over there.
Exactly.
Closer to the action.
Okay, so we're making pizza. I have homemade pizza dough.
Okay, Phil made
I know,
this
it's
dough.
very exciting.
It is exciting because this is not what normal people do all the time.
I mean, it's not hard. It's really not, and you get a better result. You hope, anyways. So we have our pizza here. I dunked it in semolina flour.
Okay.
You can use regular flour, but semolina has a nice texture
Amazing.
to it, which allows the pizza. It just provides some separation when it's on the peel, so it's not sticking. And I'm just going around to trap air in the crust right now. So that's hopefully going to give it a nice airy crust.
Okay.
And when it's in a pizza oven, like outdoor, it normally gets a really airy crust. The oven, I find hit or miss sometimes.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens. But this actually feels really nice.
And you prepped your pizza dough last night, or?
I did last night. The ideal is actually 2 to 3 days out.
Okay.
Because it gets nice fermentation. It's a lot easier on your belly.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
So you don't get like the stomach cramps. Like if you get like that fast rising pizza crust, like it works, but your stomach is going to feel it, especially like, you know, the 30-minute rise.
Yeah.
Because it's just like not natural.
We're getting the good stuff today.
I think so. I hope so. That's like the goal. And that's it. Like I stretch the pizza dough. We have a nice crust here,
Okay.
and we're like ready
done.
for topping here.
Phil's doing everything.
That's it.
That's
But
great.
you guys can
This
top
is a
it.
great segment.
So I understand
Okay,
you're
we'll top it.
vegetarian, so
Yes.
we're gonna do beautiful vegetarian pizza. Here.
Amazing.
I have this roasted garlic Alfredo sauce.
Wow.
You'll notice in a jar, so it looks very homemade,
Yes.
but it's not actually homemade.
Okay. But that's the secret. You
That's
put
the
things in a
secret,
jar. Yeah, you can
Typically
make
I would.
fancy.
Like you can do a wonderful sauce with just like some cream, a little bit of cheese, like some parm, and
Okay.
maybe some roasted garlic or regular garlic. Will taste amazing. Jarred sauce works. It's easy. It's quick. Yeah.
Can
So
I
that's
smell
like
this?
just like a roasted
Oh my gosh.
Alfredo sauce.
That's
it's really
delicious.
nice with this style of pizza.
Should we just spoon it on?
Yeah. So
Okay.
do you want to like?
Yeah, do you want to go for
There
it?
we
Sure.
go.
Yeah. Let's
So
do it.
put a nice spoonful in the center, and then you're just like going to go around in a circle to spread it out. You can
Just
do
one
like
spoon, a little more?
2 more of
Okay.
those are probably good.
Okay.
There you go, and just like use the back of the spoon and spoon it around. Now I do have some experience making pizza. It was one of my first jobs, and probably like my only like real cooking job was
Oh.
making pizza.
Okay.
at a
Well,
place called
then
Planet Pizza.
I'm glad we picked this today. But this is, I mean, I want to obviously hear everything about how this came to be. So you guys, well, firstly, how long have you been together?
We've been together for 18 years now?
17 years.
Wow.
17 years
Okay.
together, and we just celebrated our 10-year wedding anniversary.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, how
Oh,
That's
here,
good.
Let's get rid of that there.
I'm like, I've done my job.
A little
Yeah.
bit of parm we'll put on there. that's optional, but I like to put parm on the base
Oh.
of the crust. And then we're going to do cheese.
Okay. I feel like Mystique if you want to get in there.
Yeah, get in there. So you can do grated cheese. Doing like little cube cheese to me is the best way to do. And honestly, don't even use fresh mozzarella. Don't use it. There's a place for it.
Okay.
For pizza, like good yummy pizza, use the dry mozzarella. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a pool of water on your pizza.
Oh.
So it might seem amazing to use like a beautiful buffalo mozzarella, but if it's dry, you're just going to end up with a soupy mess on your dough, which is not fun.
These are the insider tips that we all need for perfecting our pizza.
I think that's good.
So you guys started Chef Sous Chef as a blog 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
So like in line with your wedding anniversary, I guess.
Days after we got married.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So tell me how that started and like how you even decided to go down that route.
So we did most of our wedding planning. We did all the decor, we did all the stationery and things like that. So we knew that we loved working together. And then once we got married,
that's also rare because I feel like people that wedding plan, it's usually like, I'm never doing that again.
That's fair.
We loved working.
We loved it. We loved
worked
working together.
very well together.
I know we loved it because once we got married, it was kind of thumb twiddling. What do we do now?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
and so
you missed it.
We missed it. We enjoyed the finished, obviously,
Yeah.
but we wanted to do more together. And Phil was an amazing cook, and I had an art background, and I liked styling things and making things pretty. So we decided to start an Instagram account, taking photos of food on the floor.
Wow.
We had these white floors, and we would just take photos of food on the floor.
So Phil would kind of be cooking, you'd be taking photos.
Yeah.
And then you'd just post them.
At first, it was just food photos. We very much hid behind the camera, and then eventually we branched out and we're like, hey, this is us. And people responded to it. And
this is early days of being able to post on Instagram and just food being so
fun days.
Yeah.
Instagram.
The days where you could just post your meal and people are like, I'm into it. Show me more.
Photo. People loved it.
Yeah.
We our signature kind of became a deconstructed. So we would take a photo of the deconstructed ingredients and ask people to guess what we were making from it. And that created a lot of engagement and people loved it and tuned in for it, and we eventually branched out.
Okay, I feel like in the time we had that conversation, Phil made the whole pizza, so that's great.
Yeah, we'll make another one too. I just gotta.
Okay, tell us what's on this one, because this looks amazing and it's not something I would typically do.
Some the Alfredo sauce.
Yeah.
Obviously, I did some potatoes, just very lightly cooked. These are like Irish potatoes from our farmer guy that does our produce. And then shiitake mushrooms, some goat cheese. I'm gonna go out and get some rosemary because it's like
fresh from the garden. Okay.
Okay, Megan.
That's amazing. Yeah. Okay, so you guys started posting on social media. At that point, did you have a website that was a blog, or it was just
a few months later? We started our website.
Okay.
Turned that into a blog. Started doing recipes there, and then in 2016 we got our first sponsored campaign. And 2017 we got approached to do a cookbook, and
like 2 years later.
2 years
later. That's not that
very
long.
Early on.
How did you feel when you first were obviously doing this? Was it a fun project for you, or was this very much something like, we want to build a business together?
We had no idea what we were doing. We were just having fun. We were cooking and eating and photographing. I don't think either of us ever thought it would turn into this 10 years later, and this being our full-time job. And
yeah, definitely not.
It definitely just spawned and happened, and as most businesses kind of do, it just took off.
We talked about different things, so like we knew we wanted to do something around food. We talked about like doing a business, the Appy Couple. Do you remember that?
Yeah. We wanted to start an appetizer company.
It's like people would get me to make food for like their family events and stuff, and we're like,
I can see why.
We can do this. I mean, you haven't eaten it.
I can guess what's to come.
Yeah, so this looks pretty good.
See, this part is where I struggle, the like transporting. I mean, okay, this
helps.
helps.
What I was saying. That's why I was like, you know what, we probably shouldn't make 3 at the same time.
Yes.
That's when we're gonna have issues. So some keys for transporting, use cold ingredients. So
Okay.
everything came like fresh from the fridge. I prep everything, put it back in the fridge, and then I use it once I'm ready.
Ah,
Put a little semolina on here.
okay.
And this allows you to like get underneath.
To slide the pizza
and then
on.
as long as you made it the day before, you're gonna have good gluten structure, and you can literally just like pull and move the pizza around. I give it a little shake to make sure it's gonna come off.
That was so much more graceful than
And
any
That was
pizza
a good one.
transfer I've ever done.
And I'm gonna ask you guys to
Okay.
move a little bit. And I'll try to
We're just
try to
sous
launch
chefs on the
this
side.
right into the oven, and this is where
It's going in.
we hope it's gonna work.
Also, this kitchen is beautiful. And
Thank
you, Phil did a lot of you built this kitchen basically, right?
Yeah, I mean, I used to work in construction
Okay.
and framing, but coming from a family with 6 kids and my mom, you know, being a single working mom, we had tons of projects we always had to do.
Wow.
In fact, my mom used to make some of our friends stay home from school, and she would write them a note to help us so they could
No
like help us
way.
tile and stuff because again,
Wow.
small town, so
That
many
is
kids.
resourceful.
We had clout, not clout, but like secretaries at school let us get away with anything. Like literally, because they just like, your mom's dealt with so much.
'Cause
Just like, I'm
just
not
knowing
gonna
there's
bother
6 of
her
you?
because you skipped class or
Aw.
you did this. So like, we'd have friends that would like stay home to help us like tile a floor, do
Oh my
some painting and stuff
gosh.
like that. And
Your mom is very resourceful. That's
she
amazing.
was very resourceful.
Aw.
But
I think it's so funny that both of us, this is kind of a full circle moment because we both actually work for Indigo home office, and you started after I did. So I was there for about 4 years, and I think you started right after.
I think so too. It's funny because when I got hired, everybody talked about, oh, she reminds me of Palak. Doesn't she remind you of Palak? And I'm like, yeah, she's so calm and gentle, and I'm pretty
that's
sure
nice.
that's why I got hired. I'm pretty sure. So thank you.
I mean, that's a compliment to both of us, I guess.
And then I remember you visited the office, and I'm like, I think that's the girl I look like.
oh my god.
So I came up and introduced you. You took a photo, sent it to our old
Yes.
colleague.
I love it. And
Yeah.
I feel like it's full circle because now we've both gone down this path of doing our own businesses and building our own brands. And it's pretty cool because we both have books at Indigo. So that's like a nice moment to kind of
Major
reflect
full
back
circle.
on. Yeah. Okay, so going back to the blog when you started, so 2015, you're building it up. You said that you got the sponsorship about a year later. There was a brand that you partnered with, and I'm curious to know how it felt when you started to sort of monetize it. Because I look back and I actually, fun fact, had a blog called Not Just Lettuce, and it was it was reviewing vegetarian dishes at non-vegetarian restaurants because I needed to prove to the world that I ate more than just lettuce. Because this is a time where everyone was like, "You're vegetarian? What do you eat? Like lettuce, a salad?" I'm like,
goodness.
"No, guys, there is more to life than salad when you're a vegetarian." So I started doing restaurant reviews and started the blog. It was like a WordPress thing. I had so much fun with it. But the moment I started to feel like I could monetize it, I suddenly felt like all this pressure. And maybe for me, because I didn't picture it necessarily being a business, but I was just like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this. It's taking the fun out of eating at restaurants for me. So I'm curious with you guys, did you feel any of that? Or was it like, oh, this is growing into what we hoped it would grow into?
I don't think I felt pressure. It almost kind of gave me credibility of, oh, somebody thinks I'm a good photographer, or I guess that because it was strictly photography on the blog and Instagram at that point, and I loved going to events. I think at that time I would have preferred free product and events over sponsorship anyway.
Oh yeah, that was the time of gifting.
Yeah.
It's super fun. Get
Loved
paid in
getting a
gifting.
gift. Yeah, picking that up at the concierge, and you're like,
Yeah, my
What a
boxes.
gift.
I'm gonna unbox all of this stuff.
So I don't think it was pressure for me. I loved it. I loved getting exposed to different brands and meeting different people doing this and people who were doing it as a full-time job and blogging and making money off of it. And I think we learned a lot in those moments, meeting people in the food blogging space. And I think that just helped evolve us also.
Yeah, I never expected. I never had ambitions to like turn it into a business. At least this, we didn't know anything about blogging or monetization or ad revenue, like none of that. And it's an ever evolving business, and I still feel often like, what are we doing?
I think everyone feels that with their businesses. You get
Yeah,
to, it's just a new
think
level.
so.
You unlock it and it's like, what are we doing now in this current phase?
Yeah.
also I'm distracted
Yeah,
because
it
Phil
looks
has
really
put
good.
together yet another beautiful pizza. This is actually like my dream pizza. I love a little pesto on top of a regular kind of margarita type. Is that what's happening here?
Yeah, the plan was margarita, and I'm like, oh, they don't want basil, and I'm like trying to think in my head what to do. I'm like, I can't just do cheese. She's not 10 years old.
She doesn't need just lettuce.
And I was like,
Exactly.
we got
You
such a gift
elevated it.
package, and there's pesto in it. That'll be perfect.
I love it. This
So,
looks delicious. This is actually like
there
my
we go.
go-to order. Even when I'm in Italy, I love like a classic margarita, a little dollop of pesto. That looks delicious. Okay, this looks gorgeous. You guys put together the most beautiful spread and table. What a treat to like get to sit down and have lunch with you. And I feel like there's like enough food here for 10 people, but I'm sure.
You haven't seen us.
I'm
eat.
sure.
Yeah, clearly not. Yeah, definitely not.
These are personal pizzas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Speaking of, there you go,
Okay.
because I know you've been eyeing that.
I have been eyeing this. This is like, I like a little crispy pizza. So, but I mean, we can
Perfect.
share. This is
Slices,
not,
Yeah.
What do you
I
want?
love it.
That guy?
This one?
Okay, we also have your stunning cookbook on the table. Eat with us. So I just want to, anyone that's watching, look at this beauty. So Mystique, actually, you photographed everything in the book.
I
and, like,
photographed
style.
all the recipes. Yeah.
Wow, it's stunning. Okay, tell me a little bit about the book. And you guys were talking about how this came to be. So it was only 2 years after you started the blog, then the cookbook came to life. So how did that all happen?
So
and we're gonna be dig in and eat.
Yeah.
This is meant to be.
Go for it.
Yeah.
We went to a food blogging conference, and Robert McCullough, who is the publisher at Appetite, was there, and it was a bit of a social setting where friends of ours who were cookbook authors were kind of like, you need to meet him and he needs to meet you guys. So we had a little bit of a blind date, we called it, with Robert.
Love that.
And he really, we didn't know we were pitching a cookbook, but he really took to us and he liked our chemistry. And by the end of it, he said, this isn't, like, you guys aren't recipes, this is a love story. And it felt really validating to have somebody encapsulate us that way, because that's kind of how we started, of come home after dinner, find ourselves in the kitchen together. That's where we spent a lot of our time. So it really was a love story coming off of our wedding. It all made sense.
That's so beautiful. It's like you guys, the Eat With Us title works because then it's really inviting people into your ideation and recipe creation and the like moments that you share together
Yeah.
on your own.
You're missing out like the best part of the story. How you actually met Robert the first time.
Oh, okay. So it was a food blogging conference, and you would sign up for different workshops and classes. And so there was one about, I don't even know what the class was, but I signed up for the class. And I went into the room, and I was the first one there. And then I started noticing really big people were coming in, really established people. And then Robert was one of the last people to walk in and sit at this meeting. And I'm like, what class am I in? This is awkward. And so Ethan, who was running the conference, stood up and said, this is so-and-so course for publishers. And he's like, Mystique, what are you doing here? And I'm a very introvert person. So for somebody to call me out and embarrass me and be like, what am I doing here? So I calmly zenned out and I stood up and I said, I am in the wrong room, but I'm going to take this opportunity to introduce myself. I introduced myself, Phil, what we did. And I said, this is awkward and I'm going to leave.
Oh my
And so I
gosh.
left, and Robert eventually, that's exactly how we met. And that's kind of what connected us also.
So you were meant to
Yeah.
be in that room.
I was, apparently.
I
Yeah,
love
Just
that.
happened.
it was like an event it was a sponsor breakout. So it was all the sponsors, that's where they went.
Yeah,
And we're like,
brands,
wow, this is like
publishers.
the best opportunity to meet sponsors.
Yeah.
Like, we're signing up for it. And we picked Mystique because she was like very outgoing. Not
Not
you're
outgoing.
introvert, but you're like very good at like turning it on,
Apparently.
especially in that situation.
But I was very embarrassed.
And then you come out of it with this like cookbook that you didn't think
Yeah.
would be the
pretty
case.
much.
Yeah, and it happened.
I
They
love
asked us to
that.
put together a proposal, and that really was a defining moment for us because we were doing it for fun
Yeah.
and taking pictures on our floor and things like that. And now it was somebody saying,
real.
hey, let's put together a cookbook. What's your story? And that really allowed us to dig deep and figure out what we were doing. And we knew that our kitchen was our connecting point, and it's where we did everything together. And it really was some mindful cooking, and unwinding together, having a glass of wine, cooking together, and it just naturally happened that way.
I love that. That's such a beautiful story. And while you've been telling that story, I also ate a bite of pizza, which is delicious. And I didn't get to like say it as I ate it, but this is a typical reaction I normally have where I'm like, this is so good.
It's really good, though.
It's delicious. And then I also was looking to see if you guys were going to use cutlery for pizza. Are you pizza with hands kind of people? Okay, I love that.
Pizza with
makes
hands.
Definitely makes it easier to.
More cheese pulls, the better.
Yeah, I love that.
I'll never
Let's make
forget
some salad.
going up for dinner with like a really nice spot. It may have been like Harbor 60 or something like that.
Yeah.
My dad used to like on special occasions take us to like really nice places. And I remember like seeing this piece of meat in front of me and it had a bone and I pull out my knife and fork and my dad's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm eating my steak." And he's like, "It's got a bone in it." I'm like, "So?" He's like, "Anything that has a bone in, doesn't matter where you are. If it has a bone, that's the handle. That's what you eat with."
Wow.
That's really, it doesn't care what restaurant he's at. So like lamb chops, you eat it.
Even
by
the fancy
chop,
places.
Chicken wings, yeah, anywhere. Pizza, like the crust is the bone to me. But there's a place for fork and knife on pizza. Like some.
Where's that place?
Just like if you can't pick it up, like some super thin pizzas that are really floppy and things like that.
We were talking a bit about your favorite pizza places. So obviously you guys cook at home all the time. So do you feel like you don't go out as much anymore because you kind of almost prefer your food? You're recreating things that are things you can find at restaurants. And how do you find now? Do you feel like you actually go to restaurants and want to go to restaurants?
Definitely want to go to restaurants. Having 3 kids makes it very challenging.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to take them to restaurants, and again, like any restaurant, I don't care. I'll bring them there. Our kids are very like, they know how to handle themselves in a restaurant and stuff, so I'm comfortable. But yeah, I mean, we'd like to go out more, but I do find that, and I found that even in Toronto. Restaurants were really great for inspiration and to get ideas around dishes. There's so many times that we would come home or Mystique would be like, "I think you could make this better." And then I'd be like I got inspiration from it, but I would have done this and this and this.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, and like I think I said this to you earlier, it's down to the experience. And that's what gets me excited about restaurants more than anything, more than the food even, is if I'm going to have a wonderful experience, if they know how to take care of me. And if you've watched The Bear, I think like that's like that is to me like the dream scenario. And if I had a restaurant, that's what I would love. Like if we have reservations to be able to, I know it's like creepy, but look them up and see what they're into so you can make that experience, because like that's what makes things really special.
I think that's why that show is popular. They're like inviting you into that world. It was like I had my moment in the kitchen where I wanted to yell out, "Yes, chef!" I wasn't even doing anything, but I'm like, I just wanted to live that experience out. So I get it. So what is that experience for you in Toronto? If you could think of one place that gives you that sort of feeling that you walk into the restaurant. You were mentioning even with your kids when you go out. So maybe a favorite pizza place that you love.
Yeah, pizza, Fourth Man in the Fire. It's just such a great family atmosphere. You're on the street. It's exciting for the kids to see the streetcars go by. You walk in, there's like the window of donuts. But what I love is like our kids sit down, they immediately get a mini pizza box that has crayons and a coloring page with make your own pizza. They let us we don't like our kids drinking pop and soda and stuff. So they'll let us switch out our soda for dipping sauce or donut or something like that, which is really nice. They know how to be accommodating within reason, which is great. And then we don't have to go too far for another great experience is La Palma.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good.
That's a fun one.
Le Select, I haven't been there since Ally took it over, but I imagine like that was such a wonderful steakhouse. And people don't know this, but Le Select had the best price wine list probably in Ontario.
Oh, wow.
They marked up no more than 100% on any bottle.
Wow.
And insider tip, because my brother
worked
there. I was a sommelier, but that was their markup, was 100%, where many restaurants it's like 3, 4, 500% or more. So that was always a great experience to go to for sure.
Le Select has like withstood a lot of, restaurant closures around the area and stuff. I used to live right there and I loved going for brunch. My husband and I would actually go. He's here in the background over there.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Secretly eyeing the pizza and wanting a slice. Do you want to grab a slice while I feel like we'll bring you in.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Just gonna grab one of these plates.
Yeah, I feel like you've been watching the pizza be made. You can smell it.
I can smell it.
Yeah.
It smells delicious.
Go enjoy a slice.
Oh, but not that one.
You get to be behind the scenes and just not that one.
Wrong one.
Hands off.
I'm gonna get some cheese as well. And
Oh, just get in there.
let you continue the conversation.
Love it.
And let's select too. Very reasonably priced for what you get.
Totally.
You get a great steak, and yeah, it costs a decent amount, but when you compare it to other places,
Yeah.
Big time. And we go back to the keg regularly.
'Cause
Not
you used to
regularly,
work-
but
yeah, you used to work at the keg.
and it's the experience thing. They train their
Yes.
staff so well, and that's what it's based on. In fact, when they were bought by what's the recipe? The recipe group.
Oh yeah.
They bought the keg, from my understanding, specifically for their training. Their training, not manuals, but that's why they bought the company, because they just did things so well.
It's funny because I think we all value the experience. I mean, I know Mystique, you too. Like, it's all about elevating the experience and like that ordinary moment and taking it to the next level. And that's what makes people stand apart. We were talking about your desk at Indigo when you work there, that it was like all beautified and people would come to you being like, how can I make my desk look better? And I think that's just so fun because you can take the ordinary and make it a beautiful moment like this. It's a pizza dinner or pizza lunch, but we throw a charcuterie board on the table. You have a really beautiful bowl for the salad. It makes things look and feel more luxurious.
A little more special, yeah.
Where do you think that comes from for you in terms of that like love of the details? Like even this table's beautiful, the chairs, and just the character in all of the elements that are surrounding you.
So I have an art background. I'm very good at art, but I went to school for art history. So I guess that in its sense, my eyes really do everything first. And if it doesn't look good, if it doesn't look tasty, that's part of the experience.
Yep.
And of course, that's part of the mindfulness of looking at things. So I love design. There's that quote that says, if you love fashion, you love design, you love art, you love these things. And it is hand in hand that all those elements do go together, right? They're all the little details that put something like that together. Speaking of cooking, though, my dad did primary most of our cooking, like Phil does. But my mom loved takeout. Like, she was really good with a takeout menu, and it was very much like making something that came out of a box or a bag look nice. And it's little touches like that really make you remember those moments. And very much in our business, that's my part. It's the photography, but it's the styling, it's the intention of little things that really do elevate the moments, and we really do try to do that with our kids too. Something that we do is a Sunday candlelight dinner.
Yes, I wanted to ask you about this. I love that you brought it up. Tell me about it.
So it kind of stemmed from, we have all these tablecloths, and like, at what point do people use tablecloths? Because it's a one and done. You use a tablecloth, it gets dirty, it goes into the laundry. And with kids, 10 seconds into a meal, the tablecloth is done. So we decided that on Sundays, we are going to set the table nicely. I want them to know what a beautiful table looks like in our home. We light a candle. We taught them safety around what a candle can do and having one little candle in the center of it. Setting the table with cutlery, getting them to help. Just having little touches. We thrift a lot of our glassware for them. So they drink out of little coupes, and if it breaks, it was $10 for a set of 4.
That's a really great idea.
It's fun. It gets them, like, something as simple as putting orange juice in a coupe can really elevate the experience for them.
For sure. And so no one will yet pulling out that fine china sometimes for a regular dinner. Like, it's nice to do it for yourselves. I mean, if you guys as the adults want to have beautiful plates, like, why not do it in your everyday life? There's no reason you can't. I have a lot of that in my book as well. It's just like taking out the things that you think you need to save for a special occasion, but like, why can't every day kind of be that occasion? Or even if it's a Sunday, then you look forward to the ritual of it. So you're like, oh, it's candlelight Sunday dinner. That's really nice.
Yeah. My daughter actually kind of enforced that for me, because she went through a phase where she would only wear her good dresses to bed.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
And she didn't refuse to wear PJs. She
classic
wanted to wear
refusal.
these beautiful dresses. And I'm very much, that Sheryl Crow song is in my head of, if it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. And so very much with the kids, we go with that motto of, hey, if they want to wear the rain boots with that dress,
I love
it
that.
doesn't bother me. It makes you happy,
And
sure.
it's fun for them.
Exactly. So it very much like, don't hide the china, just use it.
Yes. And
Just wear your good dress to bed.
But still teaching
So
them to be
cute.
respectful, of course. And, you know, we still have
Taking
to like
care of
work
things,
for things
Yeah.
and they don't just appear and stuff like that. But things are meant to be loved. It's important.
Yeah, I agree. And how old are your kids now? You have
We
3?
have 3. We have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old.
Wow. Okay, so a full busy, sometimes chaotic household.
Always
Sometimes
chaotic.
chaotic.
A circus.
Yeah.
A circus.
We're outnumbered.
An organized circus. Yeah, you're outnumbered.
Yeah.
I always and a dog.
And a dog.
Kitty. We can't forget about Kitty.
Yeah.
So.
Kitty's pretty low maintenance.
Yeah.
Kitty's really
She's
high
high maintenance, but she's like, you know.
Everyone says that
It's
once there,
different.
it's like, oh, the dog's the easy one, you know.
Yeah.
Becomes the favorite child sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
And I know you guys recently traveled, was it to Portugal?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really amazing your reflection on that trip because you talked about how there are spaces designed for children and families where you can go as an adult to enjoy an experience or as a couple, but then there's space for like the kids to play or interact with other kids. And I think Europe does that really, really well versus North America when, you know, you were saying Fourth Man in the Fire. It's great because the kids can have that experience. And I think it's so natural to have that. Whereas you go to Europe, that's everywhere.
Yeah, there's something so... foreign's not the right word, obviously. It's just, I don't understand why we do things the way we
Unnatural.
do sometimes.
I would say unnatural.
It's so, everything in North America is so much geared around your kids, which is wonderful. Don't get me wrong. But like, it's like, how many activities are your kids in? You know, and like, you go to a park and it's just there for the kids and that's it. And like, the first park we went to in Portugal, and it was like this at every single park. First, the park was lightly fenced in. It was like a short fence, but it was fenced in. You're totally comfortable with your kids being there by themselves.
Yep.
Nothing, you know, nobody weird's coming in without you knowing, stuff like that.
Yeah, there's one access point for entry and exit.
One exit, yeah, there's
You can watch
one
it.
gate and you can see it and it's very clear. And then there's a seating area for the adults, and it's a cafe, and they have like a little like concession stand where you can get like nice food or coffee or a glass of wine even.
Yeah.
And like you can sit and hang out and watch your kids, and it's like such a wonderful thing. And it was like that everywhere. And we're like, why don't we have that here?
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. And it's like that with everything. They don't care. Like family is just like so, maybe it's a little more specific to Portugal, but just so welcomed. Young kids, they're happy to have your kids in the restaurant and like, you know, being loud but respectful. There's you can have fun and be respectful at the same time and things like that. And I just like very much appreciated that. I was so scared to go to Portugal. We'd almost booked it probably 6 or 8 months previous. And I literally like I just couldn't click on it because I'm like, oh, that airplane ride, I'm like, it's going to be awful. I was so freaked out about it. I talked to a few people that are just like, just don't go at the overnight. If you don't do the overnight flight, you'll be fine. It's all they offer to go to Europe is the overnight flight. And Mystique is very much like, if we don't do it now, we're not going to do it. And I'm like, you know what? What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, they don't sleep on the flight.
They don't sleep on the flight. Everyone hates us on the
schedules
plane.
change
We
and-
don't see them again. Who cares? Like really, like who cares? It was such an amazing trip. They fell asleep within 15 minutes of being on the airplane. They slept the entire time.
Aw.
We got there. We tried to go to a touristy place, like a sightseeing thing. We realized within 20 minutes that was a silly mistake. You don't go to Europe and bring your kids sightseeing. You go and you live as a European. And the rest of the trip, we went to parks in the morning. We went out to eat. We would have a nap or like go shopping or whatever. And those were our days. And then when we switched to like the beachy area, we'd get up, go to a beach, come home, eat, go back out to a beach or do something fun and come back. And it was the most amazing experience. And we gave our kids such an amazing experience without the sightseeing, because they don't need to learn the history of Europe now. Like it's irrelevant. They need to see how Europeans live.
It was a
and
monastery we went to, and I don't even know why we were there.
I will never forget. We were like in this tomb, and it's like quiet signs everywhere. And here's our like 2-year-old or 3-year-old who's the definition of a second child, just like like just making the most noise that she possibly can because it's so echoey in there, and it's like all these people quietly reflecting around this tomb, and yeah.
I love that you said that it's about living like a European. Just go there and experience it because it makes it more comfortable for you. It's great for them. And yeah, it's really interesting. I think in North America, we kind of, things are very different where you worry about taking your kids, I'm sure, to a restaurant that's too quiet. Yeah. I know that when we went, France, Italy, like Greece, there's so many countries that we travel to that we always see the kids can kind of just be free, and the adults, even if they don't have, like we don't have kids, but the adults that don't have kids, they just accept that, and it's around you, and it's a sign of life in a way, which is just really beautiful, and you see all the generations together. So I think that, and I love what you said even about the food and getting the kids to like do different things, because even in France when we were there, we went to a restaurant once at like 10 p.m. We landed late and we went, and I couldn't believe that there were children in the restaurant, but this was like an average night for them, and they're just like having a late dinner, and it wasn't a big deal, and it wasn't like gotta get the kids to bed at this time, and they're just a bit less regimented probably on schedules, and it just creates more freedom actually for the parents, ironically.
For sure. Well, it's trust with your child too.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with eating, is trust them. They're gonna eat when they're hungry.
Exactly.
But also you give them the autonomy at a table to sit like an adult and to enjoy the experience also. And I mean, a big thing is we don't have a very big village, so if we want to enjoy those things, we have to bring our kids with us.
Right. Yeah. In France, they actually say at some of the daycares, they give them a full coursed meal to kind of show them what it's like when you're an adult and you have these course meals, or you get a little cheese plate. And I thought that was brilliant, because it's when the adults are having a dinner party, it just makes the kids feel like that's a natural thing, and they know how to act in those real life scenarios. I was curious about if you guys are the type to explore a bunch of restaurants when you travel, and this could have even been before kids, but are you curious in terms of trying all the great restaurants, or would you rather pick like local produce and go cook a meal at home?
So when we were in France, we ate out. We traveled that was for our honeymoon.
Oh yeah.
So we got a car. We traveled around the whole country essentially. We ate out everywhere.
Until Paris.
We got an apartment.
Yeah.
We did cook a few meals. It was just different. Paris, we were there to explore the culture and do the sightseeing and things like that, and pick a few restaurants that we really wanted to try. But yeah, I think it's a mix of both. But I think now with kids, the priority is not doing the dishes after.
Yeah.
Not cooking. We're on vacation.
Valid point.
We're relaxing.
Lots of like, like making stuff to make sandwiches and stuff like that.
Like simple things.
Picknicking's like the best. That was my favorite. In France, I literally you just buy a knife and like get a baguette, and like we picnicked so much. It was amazing.
Yeah, because you can get a baguette on every corner.
Yeah.
It makes it so easy to just grab a snack.
Yeah.
I'm going into this other pizza with the potato, and I'm so excited to try this, because I don't know if I've had this like exact combination with the potato and the mushroom, but it looks delicious. I loved this pizza. I feel like the combination is something I wouldn't have necessarily, the mushrooms and the potatoes together, but so good.
Potato pizza.
Yeah, I've seen it before, but like sometimes with gorgonzola or but I love it with the mushroom too. I wanted to talk to you guys a bit more about now where you're at with your business. So Chef Sous Chef, that started off as this blog, evolved, and obviously you released the cookbook, and now the landscape is so different for recipe creators, for chefs, for people that are creating online content. You had this blog, and it's obviously gained so much traction over the years, but when you look at it now, how do you feel about where the world is at with all of that? So I look at your beautiful content, and you're creating a 30-second reel, but I know what is going on. Well, I think I know what's going on behind the scenes on creating, just putting that beautiful video together, but the actual like recipe creation, the cooking, the prep, everything that goes into it. So how do you guys feel about that now in its form of how sort of content has evolved over time?
It's like always changing, and the view is always changing as well. Because there was a period, I thought like blogging and like content creation and stuff like that was like really weird, and like why are we getting paid for this? I still to this day, like family members, like, how do you make money? Like, what do you do? Like, I don't understand. This just it doesn't make sense. You're keeping your real estate license, right? Like, and there's like that aspect, but like, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, there's like AI is very heavily involved, and you know, there was a period. Everything like when it comes to blogging, and I'm sure maybe this was a thing when you were blogging too about like SEO and keywords and stuff like that. And that's changed so much over the years, and especially in the last couple of years. And last year we sort of like made this push of like, okay, let's do keyword research and like do our recipes around that and stuff. But then like, no, we were doing that and it's going well and stuff. But then you're realizing like we're literally just putting out the same recipes as everyone else because that's what they want to do. And you like want to make it your own thing, but like, you know, maybe the recipe was already good and it doesn't need to be changed. And I was like been talking to Mystique a lot about this the last few weeks and stuff like that. It's like we need to just do our own food and just like make stuff, stop doing stuff for keywords and stuff like that. Because we're in such a different world now where like people just go to AI.
Right.
So like the days of like getting crazy amount of income from ad revenue, you can still do it, but it's like so few and far between and so challenging to get there. And there's not a formula to get there either. So why are we doing it? Because we don't enjoy it. So like, you know, getting back into making food that we enjoy, working with brands that we really believe in, which is really important, is sort of like, you know, where we want to be and that. But like, it's a weird world. Like, there's so many people that are content creators. It's all about collaboration and doing stuff with other people and really utilizing each other's audiences. Anyone can do anything too. It scares me. The AI thing scares me a bit.
It's
Not
tricky.
scares me in like a, oh my god, I'm so scared, but it's just like
I'm so scared.
what's real, what's not real.
Yeah.
You know, are these people actually cooking?
Yeah.
There's so many, and I've never been one like to care if people copy my recipes or like steal my recipes and put it up as their own. And even like I don't care really that much. As long as I'm cooking my food, that's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
But it is like, it's just different. Like where all these recipes come in. So many people are using AI to like create recipes. And I'm sorry, like an AI does not cook as somebody who has a real palate. As much information as they have, it only takes you so far. Because like we have a flavor Bible. It's my favorite tool in the kitchen. And it's just about like what foods pair with which. But it's not always about like, just because you have orange and fennel together, it doesn't always work. There's like got to be the right balance and amounts and the right complementary ingredients and things like that. And that's something a computer can't give you.
How do you guys feel with what is your vision for Chef Sous Chef moving forward and your brand? And if you look, you know, it doesn't have to be 5 years, but if you're looking out into the future, what's sort of your dream of where you want this brand to go?
It's an interesting time for us because our youngest just turned 1. They are now in care, and it's the first time that we are now alone together working and getting back into the groove of who we are as parents, not just for me being pregnant or being postpartum or having a newborn.
Yeah.
Our business has evolved, and who we are as people has definitely evolved too. So for us, we're really looking at what is the value we're bringing now, because we're not the same people we were that started this business 5 years ago. And I think for us, something that we've learned very recently is that who we were before kids was very much date night and mindfulness in the kitchen. And we are very private when it comes to our kids. So we never really exposed our kids. They weren't necessarily part of our social media story. And so we very much stayed within that. This is date night. This is what we're doing as parents. We're having these dates. We're cooking together, but that's not the reality of it.
Right.
It's not these perfect moments anymore. It's Saturday morning and there's batter flying and there's people fighting over a single whisk and there's eggs being cracked and egg on the floor and shells everywhere. And
I can like see it in my mind. You're painting the picture.
We've introduced that in a very private way, but our kids are part of our story. And and that's never that moment of us being a family in the kitchen and the chaos, and that's resonated really well with our audience because they grew with us. So I think we were doing ourselves a disservice because we were staying within that. This is us as a dating couple, but that's not who we were in real life.
Yeah.
So interjecting those moments really helped us. And I can say, like, for me, having kids, it's made me a lot more fun in a way. It's made me appreciate a colored mug or a colored plate versus a white plate or
A really bold dining room color.
I know. For anyone listening, first of all, I love that this is bold because it's this beautiful, like, to me, I'm just thinking it's like off-white still. Very minimal and gorgeous still. But yes, you are going outside your typical.
I'm going outside of the white walls, the white plates. But they reintroduce us to having fun in the kitchen. Whereas when it was the two of us, that's who we were and that's what we enjoyed at that time. And now with kids, our idea of having fun in the kitchen is very different. And it still is our happy place. And one of the reasons that we invite our kids into the kitchen is because it's a natural progression. And if that's our happy place, that's their happy place too. And for us to be happy and enjoy that space is to invite them in. And that opens up a whole thing about getting kids to eat and be curious and trying new things in the kitchen. But I think our business is definitely pushing toward more of a opening up to what family cooking is like, what it means to show your kids what an experience is in a very different way.
Yeah.
We used to joke very much about, we have a mindful cooking cookbook, and now it's out the window. But mindfulness is different practices now having kids. It's getting a pre-made dough or pre-made sauce to help with those different moments. It's ordering pizza sometimes. It's using, like I said, the pre-made dough. So finding the different levels that help us achieve that now as a family is, I think, is where we're going. But I think right now we are enjoying rediscovering who we are and finding out where we fit in this new world.
Yeah, we were never about like super growth. It was like, we wanted to grow and develop as chefs and photographers and as a business and all of that. But our priority during this period was family and being there for our kids. Just making that our priority as much as we can. And we feel very blessed that we have been able to do that. You make sacrifices in doing that. We don't eat out as much. And, we're a lot more aware of where like money is going and stuff like that because of that. And it just allows us to really enjoy that time with our kids and make that the focus. And now, like Mystique said, like just rediscovering what our next phases is really exciting because we're now like, our kids are almost all in school. They all have care.
Yeah.
We can actually take the time to like really be thoughtful about it. And family will always be at the forefront, but it's no longer going to be about like ensuring we have the most time we can with our kids. It's more about just like giving them a great life while making sure we're there for them and being present. I think that's the biggest thing is like your kids just want you and that's it. They just want you. And then there's nothing more than you can give a child than attention. And that's prime.
That's really beautiful the way you said it, because I think even with your candlelight Sunday dinners, I remember once you had someone ask you like, oh, do the kids partake in this dinner? Because they probably just think it's the two of you that have this really calm, mindful dinner. But it's what you said. You're bringing the kids into those rituals and showing them the value of that too. And that is a mindful experience in a new way. So I think that's really lovely. And you guys seem to work well together. We were talking about it in the kitchen too, that you found your flow, and right off the bat, even you planning your wedding together and just having your roles and kind of being clear on that. So how is it working together, and how do you feel about, having to kind of switch off that work mode to be like, okay, there's work mode, there's life mode, or is it all integrated? Because a lot of it involves like cooking for work, but then you're probably feeding your family with it. So
yeah, it's
tricky.
Yeah, it's tricky.
We still enjoy working together. We love working together. I think because we're busy with 3 kids, there's not a lot of time to the time that we do spend together is great time. So the time that we're off, we don't have the time to be like, you did this and you did this. So, there's no scorekeeping there.
I think being a big piece, I think, is like enjoying what we're doing and being comfortable is not the right word, but just enjoying what we're doing. Because like speaking to like, you know, when we were like this couple on Instagram, but like we have our kids in real life, like it wasn't realistic, and it was harder to work together during those points because it wasn't us, it wasn't natural, and you get frustrated because it isn't natural.
Right.
I'm very much like curating things and stuff. That's not me. I'm like just like put it on a plate. It's about the flavor. I'm very much of like you don't need to take so many photos. Like you'll remember it. Like live in the moment. But it's nice to look back on photos and stuff like that. And that's part of the reason why we work so well together is there is that balance, and we're so, I won't say opposite. We have opposite
We're
not
complementary.
value. Yeah, we're very
we complement
complementary.
each other very well.
Yeah.
And I think we always play to that strength.
Yeah, I love that you guys have that sort of dynamic that you work well together, but it's in like work and life. But I want to know a bit more about what your favorite days look like. So when you look at, you know, the both of you are with the kids, what an ideal day is in your worlds.
I think our most ideal days come off of the previous day being completely chaotic.
Oh, interesting.
I think we both know when we've reached maximum chaos and our house is a circus, and we both somehow come together to really understand. There's a saying of with a kid or a baby, get them in water or get them outside.
Oh, yeah.
And those two like work completely with us. A lot of the times on a Sunday, we say it's an outside day. We're having a fire. We're spending the entire day outside. They'll want to come in and we say, it's an outside day. Get dirty, play in your mud kitchen, have fun. Sometimes we'll bring the computer outside. We'll watch a movie outside.
Oh, cute.
We'll have marshmallows by the end of it. But it's those days that we know that we need that connection and sort of come back together. That becomes one of our favorite days. And then the opposite of that is to get them into water. For us, there are days that we're like, do you want to go to the beach? Let's go to the beach. And it's one of our favorite road trips with the kids. We pack snacks, we go to the beach, they play in the water, we chill out.
My purpose is a little different, similar, but when we pack in the car and go for like a full day road trip.
Oh, nice.
So like, because we do Salvo Beach once a year.
Yeah.
And we just, whatever, after breakfast, pack the car up and go, and we don't leave until we watch the sunset, and then we leave. Is amazing.
So
this year we went
nice.
to Algonquin.
Wow.
For just a day to hike a few trails, and it's like
During the fall.
during the
beautiful.
fall.
Best
Those like
time.
perfect
Beautiful.
days to me is like getting them out of the house in nature, you know, on a drive so they sleep part of the time, and we can have some peace and can have an adult conversation. Can't express to you how nice it is to speak with an adult.
You haven't done this in a while.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. But
Get outside or get in water.
Yeah.
That's a good,
true.
simple tip. That's
Yeah.
probably true. I mean, I know my friends with kids, it's like the kids can be in the pool for like, if there's access to a pool, it's like 6 hours go by and you are not seeing them.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
I don't remember swimming that much as a kid, but I guess kids love it. So
They do.
it makes sense.
We have an oddball daughter though that she après swim. We say, mind you, she's so great in the water now, but like when we go to somebody's house to the pool, she wants nowhere near the pool. She'll put on the life jacket.
She'll wear the
and
swimsuit, the life jacket,
But
and
just
eat-
hang
eat
out?
the
just
snacks.
hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like my ideal life. She's like living
I know.
my ideal
It's
It's
life.
funny because that's who I am. I explained to her, I'm like, you know, Mom never used to be very adventurous. Like, I didn't like to be outside. I didn't like going skating. I didn't like being in the cold. I'm like, but I've now opened up and we do things together. She's like, no. And I'm like,
Maybe
you're
when
me.
she's
You're me.
when she's older, then maybe she'll appreciate it. I feel like I was the same. Like I wasn't as adventurous, but I love that you said it. Having the kids is now making you more playful and having those moments, and it probably brings out that fun side for you. One of the things I wanted to ask you guys was if you weren't doing this, and I mean, you've both had previous careers that, you know, you were saying you worked in real estate and you worked at Indigo and you've done marketing, and if you weren't doing this right now, what would you want to do? If you could think of like dream careers that are even like completely separate to this, is there anything that sparks your curiosity that would make you want to like venture into?
I think I'd want my own studio. I'd want to just paint for fun, do what I need to do to be creative. And speaking of kids, like my kids have kind of gotten me back into that. I was very much a creative child.
Yeah.
And I think something for me is I want my kids to remember me by something. And Phil does all the cooking. He bakes the beautiful loaves and he gets dinner on the table. And they're going to grow up remembering that their dad used to cook them meals. And that's really special. And I think for me, I look at where is my value with them. And it's allowing them to be creative and fostering that and things like that. So I would definitely stay within the arts.
That's really special. Well, even you painting with them now or painting for yourself is like dabbling in that. So that's really, really nice. I love it. Okay, so I want to talk to you about being in the room with other amazing chefs and people. You obviously through your career have had the chance to meet other people that maybe that you're inspired by, or you've been in the room with other chefs. And I'm curious to know if you've noticed an energy for people that are almost like obsessed with their craft. There's like a quality to people who have found success in doing things that they love to do. Is there anything that kind of sticks out to you when you've been in the room with people like that, where you're just like, oh yeah, I noticed that they're all this way, or I just admire this within them? Or is there anyone that you've met and been in the room with that's like really left an impact on you?
I'm trying to think. Have you ever been starstruck?
Starstruck?
Who have you met that you meet a lot of people? And this is
Cardinal,
your
but I wasn't. I just like went up and like, can you tell me your real name? He's like, only if you're my mother.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that was the same event that we met Maddie Matheson.
Yeah.
And it was very early on, and he was a little more reserved, like didn't want the attention, and we kind of like chatted with him a bit, like behind the scenes, and he was just like, that was our first time meeting him.
Wow.
That was a really, really long time ago. Not necessarily starstruck,
No, I'm just
but
trying to think of like...
He was on the come up at that time, and like we loved Maker, and it was just a nice moment to see him in that a little more reserved, I don't want to be in the spotlight type deal.
Yeah.
He was good.
Who are like, I can think of times like recently where like I should say hi to that person, or like can't think. I don't get starstruck the same way.
Before we started our blog, we met Gail Simmons at an Indigo event.
Oh, that was a big one.
That was a big one for me.
Indigo event.
Yeah, I did professional writing in school, so talking to her about Toronto life and being a writer and things like that. When I mentioned that I wanted to write for Toronto Life, and she said not everything is as black and white.
No, she said Toronto Life is not. What did she say?
Like the end all.
Yeah,
like,
that's what she
essentially.
said. Toronto Life is not the end all.
Yeah.
I
Which makes
remember
sense,
that.
because I was this like bright-eyed girl that was like, I want to be a writer. Toronto Life is it. I'm from the city. Toronto Life is it. It was a very subtle, humble way to just be like, there's lots to do.
Yeah. It's nice to hear it from that perspective, because I think we all think that way of things from the outside, and the person who's in it tells you like, no, don't worry, you're okay where you are. Like, you don't
There's
need
lots to do.
Yeah, there's so many options.
Yes.
And it's not always, people used to say that when I worked for TIFF, and it was like, oh my gosh, you're in the room with all these celebrities, and what's it like? And like, once you are working on a red carpet, or you get desensitized to things too. So it's very different being on the inside of things. Well, thank you guys so much for this conversation, for this beautiful meal, for being in the room with me and inviting me into your gorgeous home to sit down with you guys and get to know you more as the people behind Chef Sous Chef. So I'm really happy that we got to do this. And
For sure, us too.
Thanks so much. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, share it with someone you love, leave a review so that others can discover these beautiful stories and experiences too. You can find me and learn more about the show at palakdave.com, where the conversation continues beyond this episode. See you in the room next time, where life is lived and stories are shared. Take care.